Today we're talking about the six in someone's soul contract chart and what kind of energy that is. A six is about creativity. So taking something and creating something from it. It's more on the visual side. A lot of these other numbers we've talked about have been about creating through your voice or writing, singing. This is more visually creating. It's Taurus energy. So Taurus is creative, but also practical. And since Venus rules Taurus, Venus loves the finer things in life, beautiful things, money, good food, art, music, things like that. The body part for the six energy is the right kidney. And then you can either have a 6-6 or a 15-6. But anytime you have a 6, you'll be dealing with this energy. If it's in a karmic area, you are blocked creatively. So this blockage can cause anger. So you may have anger issues with this blocked creativity. The other thing that happens or could happen is you could have addictions to alcohol, smoking, drugs, sex. That stems from that blocked creativity. Another way is you could be stubborn and rigid, and you don't want to take a risk unless there's 100% guarantee it's going to work out. On the other side of that, though, you could have so many things going on that you never follow through with anything. So you could have so many projects, we'll say, but they're not really projects. They're just distractions. They're just things that waste your time. You're never going to follow through with any of them. It may manifest like that too, where it's you have a lack of ability to focus, and so you have all these things going on but never complete anything. If it's in a talent area, you are very creative, but again, also practical. So the creativity isn't the only thing that you have and other things suffer in your life. You're creative but also practical. You can plan your actions. So you can say, this is my project. I have this project. Here's the plan I'm going to take to complete it. And then you actually follow through and complete it. And then you're also always looking to expand and really expand, not just do a whole bunch of things that don't make any sense. This is like real expansion. If it's in a goal area, you are, so a goal of all this is to be creative but also focused. So your inspiration comes from your soul, and then that's how you create things. If it's in a soul destiny, then you're already the vessel. So you are the vessel and God creates through you. Support, some things you can do to help unblock your creativity, and the goal is to be more creative but practical. Remember that. Some things you can do is you're going to have to address your anger and frustration. Things that release some anger, maybe you try some exercise or some kickboxing or martial arts, something like that to help move that anger or release it. But mainly you want to unblock that. The anger comes from the blocked creativity. So mainly you want to unblock this creativity. Try any kind of creative activity and think of things like Venus when you're thinking of this, because it's a very visually artistic energy. So painting, sketching, music, preparing a beautiful meal or going out for a beautiful meal, and really taking the time to take it in and enjoy it. Redecorating, doing things in your home or around your house or outside that are visually pleasing and being creative that way. So that's how you get the creative energy moving again. It could also be helpful to keep a diary as you go, because then you may it may help you recognize when you have some sort of spark that you should act upon. When it comes to all your projects, you need to list them first. Just list all of them, even if they're going to be they're going to get the axe pretty soon. But just list all of your projects, and then you're going to go through and say, is this really a project? Is this really something I am invested in and then I'm going to complete and I'm going to take steps to complete it? Or is this a distraction? So if it's a distraction, it gets the X, it gets crossed off the list. And then you're picking 2 or 3 projects that are important to you and that you can actually follow through and complete. And so once you have your projects, you're going to list under each of those projects the steps it's going to take to complete them. And then once you complete a step, then you cross it off, and then you're moving on to the next thing. And you don't move on to the next project until you have one project complete. So that's going to help with that too. And then since it's your right kidney, you may want to focus on that with maybe a kidney cleanse or some supplements that could help your kidney. And then just make sure to drink enough water. I always put a little really good salt with my water, because I feel like it helps the water get absorbed a little bit better. So that is all about the 6 energy. If you want to learn about, if you're finding this, but you don't know what your numbers are, you don't know what your soul contract numbers are, I will show you how to calculate those. And if you do not want to calculate those, I can do it for you and give you a report with everything you need to know. You can go to my website. You can do that here. You'll be able to learn how to calculate your numbers here on YouTube. But if you want me to calculate your numbers, you'll have to go to my website, and the link is in the description for that.